Hi, I'm AJ, and I'd like to paint a picture for you. You're in the forest walking a path after photographing some beautiful trees, plants, animals, and wildlife. But something sticks out. You hear a sound that is both haunting but beautiful. You walk in that direction, following the sound, and when you look up, you see it. A barred owl, a species native to our state, and a symbol of healthy forests. Growing up here, that sound isn't just a wildlife noise, it's a part of our environment. And it's nostalgic, and it also means our woods are alive. In Latin, the barred owl is Strix varia, and it plays a vital role in our ecosystem, controlling rodent populations. It helps balance and maintain forest food chains. It thrives in mature woodlands and wetlands, and when a barred owl is present, it usually means the habitat is strong. But today, this native species is at the center of a difficult environmental conflict. In the Pacific Northwest, barred owls expand into the territory occupied by the endangered northern spotted owl. And it's because of this that they are being eradicated by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services because the northern spotted owl are being outcompeted by barred owls for food and nesting places. And this isn't a simple good species versus bad species situation. It's a consequence of human impact with decades of logging, habitat fragmentation, and environmental change. Reshaped ecosystems are also part of this, with forests altered, boundaries shifted, and the species that once lived separately began overlapping. The barred owl didn't create this imbalance, we did. And even outside the Pacific Northwest, barred owls are having a growing threat. In North Carolina, our home state, habitat losses continues as wetlands are drained and forests are clear. Vehicular strikes injure and kill raptors each year. And one of the most heartbreaking threats is secondary poisoning. Whenever you use a rat trap that uses poison, that rat can go outside and a barred owl can grab it, eat it, and die from the poison that the mouse ate. And that owl has internal bleeding and organ failure. And it doesn't know the difference between a natural mouse and the one that has been poisoned. It just hunts to survive. As people who benefit from stable ecosystems, we have a responsibility to care for what happens next. And it's not just what we feel, but what we stand for. Supporting wildlife conservation isn't about picking sides between species, it's about accepting responsibility for the systems we've altered. There are some organizations here in North Carolina, including the Carolina Raptor Center, that rehabilitates injured owls and educates us, the public, about raptor conservation. The Wildlife Rehabilitators of North Carolina connects licensed experts across the state to ensure native species receive proper treatment. And these organizations operate largely on donations because medical equipment, food, habitat enclosures, and veterinary care are expensive and cost a lot of money. But small donations, especially when given collectively, directly support the survival of these animals that cannot advocate for themselves. When a barred owl is brought into rehabilitation after being hit by a car or poisoned, it cannot explain what happened, it cannot ask for help, and it relies entirely on people choosing to care. If we want future generations to walk through North Carolina forest and hear that same sound we hear echoing at dusk, we have to act intentionally now. We can avoid using those products that kill mice, like the poison that harm these predators, and we can also support conservation focused nonprofits. We can educate ourselves and others about the complexity of wildlife management instead of reducing it to headlines. The barred owl does not understand controversy and it doesn't understand policy. What it does understand is survival. When the forest grows silent, that silence tells a story. But the question is whether we listen or we respond. The barred owl doesn't have a voice in this debate, but we do. Thank you very much.